Franklin Global Trust was formerly the Martin Currie Global Portfolio Trust before the retirement of the Martin Currie brand. The trust is managed by Zered Osmani, who was appointed in 2018, and co-manager Jonathan Curtis, following the July 2025 merger of the Edinburgh-based Global Long-Term Unconstrained team with the US-based Franklin Equity Group. This significantly enlarged team has a more extensive research capability, but fund's fundamental investment strategy has been maintained. There is an unconstrained, high-conviction approach and a long-term, 5 to 10-year investment horizon, based around 3 steps. Idea generation. The total universe of around 2,800 listed global stocks is screened down to an investable universe of around 500 companies, and then a research pipeline of 90-plus names is prioritized to identify companies with a combination of quality, sustainable growth, and an attractive valuation. Fundamental analysis is based on 8 key criteria. Industry analysis, a company's growth drivers, returns, financial strength, accounting, corporate ethos, ESG profile, and valuation. A proprietary research template is compiled for companies reviewed, and each is given a conviction rating between 1, strong buy, and 5, sell. Portfolio construction. Each position is weighted appropriately, aiming to ensure a meaningful contribution to returns. To better understand exposures and risks, additional research is undertaken to analyze geographic sources of revenues and profit. Companies are also assessed in terms of end-user exposure at a Tier 1 level, the consumer, business and government, and then at a more detailed Tier 2 level focusing on individual sectors and industries. Stocks may be sold when they have reached their price target or if there are higher conviction opportunities elsewhere. The manager strongly believes that including ESG analysis in investment decisions delivers improved returns for the trust's shareholders, and it is integrated throughout the proprietary investment process. More than 50 underlying criteria are assessed to capture the complexity of ESG risks facing a company's long-term growth outlook and sustainability. The trust is a straightforward equity fund with no unlisted businesses or derivatives. The portfolio has around 30 holdings, with the largest 10, across a range of industries, making up more than 50% of the fund. 3 of the 11 market sectors have a 0 weighting in the portfolio, as these companies do not meet the manager's long-term quality growth criteria. These are energy, real estate, and utilities. There is a focus on 3 mega-trend growth themes: the future of technology, resource scarcity and demographic change. In recent years, the fund's performance has been disappointing, broadly due to owning growth stocks that derated in a rising interest rate environment and having insufficient exposure to the Magnificent 7 large-cap technology stocks. However, over the long term, the in-depth, fundamental stock selection approach has been a winning strategy. The trust is overweight some unloved areas of the market, such as healthcare and semiconductors. Hence, a shift in investor sentiment towards these areas could see a swift improvement in the fund's performance. The trust's annual dividend has been maintained at 4.2 pence per share for the last 9 financial years, and there are quarterly distributions, 3 interim payments of 0.9 pence per share and a 4th interim payment of 1.5 pence. In June 2022, the trust shareholders approved the payment of dividends from realized capital gains. At the end of FY25, ending the 31st of January, the trust held distributable reserves equivalent to around 60 times the annual dividend. The trust's board employs a zero-discount policy aiming to ensure that, in normal market conditions, the trust's shares trade close to NAV. In an environment of wider-than-average investment trust discounts, its shares are repurchased on most trading days. If you would like to learn more about Franklin Global Trust, please visit Edison Group website.